Safe driving tips that could save your life Part 2. Tips for driving safely at night. If you have difficulty seeing, be sure that your light isn't blocked. If you have an older car with plastic covers, make sure they are still transparent enough to let light through. The light emitted by most dashboard LEDs and large infotainment screens fitted in modern vehicles can be a source of unnecessary distraction and can also diminish your vision. Dimming dash lights will reduce the amount of light reflected off of the windshield, thereby resulting in improved nighttime visibility. Fashion or prescription glasses can become another source of distracting light for drivers. That's why it is important to choose glasses that improve nighttime visibility. Sometimes even high beams fail to illuminate much. One way you can avoid large animals such as deer, moose, and elk when driving at night is to catch your headlights reflecting off the eyes of these animals. You'll spot them as tiny bright spots far ahead, thereby giving you ample time to slow down or come to a stop. When driving at night, your eyes get used to the dim glow of the dashboard and the road ahead, which makes it easy to be disrupted by bright headlights. If you have to, shield your eyes with one palm or turn your gaze away from oncoming high beams. Just as the name suggests, fog lights illuminate the fog and help the driver see the road better. Since fog often floats a few feet above the road, these lights are aimed as low as possible. Any higher and it will create glare in the fog and confuse oncoming drivers. Even when it's not foggy, these lights can still be useful because they illuminate wider and farther than typical low beams. Be sure to confirm the legality of any auxiliary lamps before installing them, as some are only meant to supplement your high beams while many others can only be used off-road. The reason is that light beam from LEDs or a high-intensity discharge (HID) source can be like as bright as daylight, but after a while, your eyes get used to the brightness. Then when you turn off the extra light, your eyes will need as much as 30 seconds to adjust to now dim-looking low beam. Dirty mirrors and windshield produce the same distracting effect on drivers. Smeared mirrors can produce glare in your eyes when they diffuse the light from cars behind you into various shapes. And then to protect your eyes from the headlights of cars behind you, aim the mirrors downwards. This way you can move your head away from the light or tip forward to see the cars behind you. Doctors often recommend moving your eyes and scanning around instead of focusing straight ahead to reduce the effect of eye fatigue and glare while driving at night. If your eyes are feeling strained from use and cannot perceive road situations correctly, there's nothing the cleanest windshield or the brightest headlight can do to help. Your best bet while driving around this time is to stay alert for sleepy drivers on the road. Take some caffeine to keep yourself alert, or pull over someplace safe to rest your eyes or make a stop for the night. Make use of your headlights to gauge if your distance from the next car is safe. If you cannot bring the car to a gradual stop without flooring the brake pedal, then you're following too close. High beams are really helpful in open roads or rural areas. They let you see far up the road and prepare for a swerve or to reduce your speed in response to conditions ahead. Just make sure you dim them when you are closing in or following another car. They'll be grateful for the gesture. If you're shopping for a new car, we recommend you go for the ones with adaptive technology that dims the headlights depending on the presence of other vehicles. Scan the road ahead for anything that will alert you of oncoming drivers, such as glimmers of light at bends or light at the top of a hill. They can be difficult to spot, especially when there's nothing reflecting the light back. Long-distance driving has a way of eating away at your attentiveness. That's why it is recommended to take regular breaks to refresh your mind, more so if you're driving at night. You can make a stop every 2 hours and simply walk around the car a couple of times while sipping your coffee to wake your mind. Your reaction time after a tiring day at the office will be greatly reduced. Taking your eyes off the road even for a split second is what it is, inviting trouble. Long driving tips. This also involves planning your route and plotting possible motorable diverts you can take. Using your GPS or maps, figure out where you can stop for refills, food, and resting spots along the way. Check the weather reports to know what to expect on the road, and also keep in touch with someone at your destination so they know where you are at all times. Make sure you get a good night's rest a night or two before you leave, because fatigue on the open road is very dangerous. If you are making the journey very early in the morning, ensure you sleep earlier than you normally would the night before. You can easily reduce how tired long-distance driving makes you feel by sharing the driving with someone else. Your ability to focus on the road while driving long-distance journey will depend on how comfortable you are. Place a pillow behind your lower back if they tend to hurt when you sit for a long Since your arms and part of your legs will be exposed for most of the journey, be sure to apply sunblock before you leave and every 2 hours after that to reduce the risk of sunburn. Many drivers rely on cruise control for the most part of a long trip, and for good reason. They make the journey endurable. If you are using cruise control, make it short and try to keep your focus on the road ahead. One way you can increase your chances of arriving at your destination in one piece is to follow driving rules. Obey speed limits, know when it is okay to overtake and honk before you do so, and also make sure everyone is buckled in.